Hello friends, you might picture someone who never lets his temper get out of control or no matter what problems he or she is facing. Or you might think of someone who has the complete trust of her staff and listen to her team or his team or is easy to talk to and always makes careful informed decisions and all. Now I talked something about the inner qualities, the thoughts, the ways of thinking. Okay, now let us see on screen. You can see success is not matter of being the best and winning the race. Success is matter of handling the worst and still finishing the race. Hope you must have interpreted what do I mean. Of course, I talked first of all related with the leadership, related with the quality of the thought, and related with the control of the anger. Have you guessed what do I mean? Of course, some of you must have guessed what is this. Yes, I am talking about the emotions, or I would say emotional intelligence. So today I'll be dealing with in this lecture with emotional intelligence. Uh, Let us first of all see what emotional intelligence is, and then we will talk about the actual intelligence is what. So emotions, you know very well, every individual has the different types of emotions. First, emotional intelligence, or it is called as EI, is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions. Means it's an ability of a human, ability of an individual to manage the emotions properly and those of the people around you. It's a matter of managing emotions of an individual, but it's a matter of managing emotions of other people also. Those are surrounded to you, those are around to you. People with a high degree of emotional intelligence know what they are feeling. If your emotional intelligence is strong, then definitely you can think according to the situations. If the people have the high emotional intelligence, they know better what to do in a typical situation, what their emotions mean, and how these emotions can affect other people. So this is what about the emotional intelligence. Means it's a kind of way of behavior, or it's a kind of understanding of own emotions, what to do at what time. In a simpler term, I'll tell you what to do at what time, what types of decision should be taken in a particular time or in a particular situations. If you understand that, then definitely you have a high emotional intelligence. As far as your leadership style is concerned, or if you are a leader or if you are working in a team being a leader, uh, having emotional intelligence is very much essential for you people if you are working as a leader, because emotional intelligence brings success in a teamwork. Last time I told you while talking about the teamwork, when you understand the emotions of your team members, then definitely you bring the success near to you. After all, who is more likely to succeed? A leader who shouts at his team when he is under stress or the pressure, or a leader who stays in control and calmly assesses the situations. Being a leader, you must assess the situations very calmly, very comfortably, without hurting someone. But sometimes it happens that team leader gets shouts at the other team members. That can happen. So this is what about the emotional intelligence. I repeat, what emotional intelligence is: it's the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and those of the people around you. You must be able to manage the emotions of other people also. If you could manage it properly, then definitely you are intelligent as far as your emotions are concerned. Now see what intelligence is. Alvin Toffler says that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn unlearn and relearn. Now you can think over this particular saying or the a quotation by this particular author. Intelligence means to choose between, to select between, in between two different things. Means you must be able to understand what is good and what is bad. If you can differentiate it, then definitely you are intelligent. And to make wise choices. If you could choose it, if you could select it appropriately, then definitely you are an intelligent. Intelligence is the aggregate or a global capacity of the individual to act purposefully, to think rationally, and to deal effectively with his environment. Now you could understood what the actually intelligence is. Now there are certain types of intelligence. Okay, so cognitive intelligence is there, social intelligence is there, emotional intelligence is there, practical intelligence is there, artificial intelligence is there. So these are the some of the types of intelligence, but we are dealing with the third one, that is emotional intelligence. We are not going to deal with the cognitive one, social one. Cognitive one related with your individual thoughts of whatever you are doing, means what the intelligence level you have related with any academic things and all. Social, while behaving in a society, how to behave properly, how to follow the social etiquettes and manners and all. Emotional intelligence, how to think in a particular situation. Practical and artificial intelligence. Nowadays artificial intelligence has been becoming famous in the technology. As far as our mind and body are concerned, there are certain questions those can arise in our mind. Those are, can the body affect the mind? Yes, you must be saying that. Yes. Example? Yes. Just you can think a minute and you can think about the example. How about the mind affecting the body? An example? Think a minute and write down the examples. Two-way communication between mind and body, right? So if there is a communication in between your mind and body, because you know very well that different psychologists said that your mind can affect your body, right? But body doesn't. Your mind should be stable, your emotions should be proper according to the particular situations or the problems. Now when it's a matter of emotions, there are certain types of emotions. First, positive emotions. In positive emotions we have different families. The first family is joy, second family is pleasure, third family is happiness, and fourth family is smile. Why I'm saying the families? Because joy you can get it with the different reasons, pleasure you can get it different reasons, but nature is different. Happiness, of course there are certain aspects of the happiness. There is no particular, I would say that situation where you can get happiness and all. Smile. And the negative emotions are, of course, afraid, anxiety, tension, surprise, stress. So these are the different emotions. And positive emotions are joy, pleasure, happiness, smile. Negative emotions are afraid, anxiety, tension, surprise, and stress, right? Now see, need of emotional intelligence. Why it is needed? Emotional intelligence is very important for all employees, as it is one of the important deciding factor for the relationship management, resulting in motivation, retention, self-management, and managing others. Why emotional intelligence is important? Once you have high emotional intelligence, you can understand the other employees at workplace. As far as your industrial life is concerned, of course you are the technological students, you are taking professional education, so definitely whenever you will be joining the different companies and whenever you will be having your own businesses, you must be able to manage the emotions of all the people. When you are working in the industries, being an higher authority, you must be able to manage the emotions of employees. If you are an owner of any industry, you must be you must be able to manage the emotions of the employees and all. Okay, so emotional intelligence helps you people to identify the different kinds of factors Factors in the sense how to maintain the relationship, how to manage the conflicting situations, how to motivate the people, and how to manage the self. So these are the some of the important factors at workplace through emotional intelligence you can get identifiable. Okay, now I'll be moving to the next. It brings ability to an individual to deal successfully with other people. As far as the need of emotional intelligence is concerned, it brings ability of an individual to deal successfully with others, to manage one's self. Individual can manage his or herself. He or she can motivate other people. You are emotionally strong, then definitely you can motivate the others. But you must have your intrinsic as well as you must be aware about the intrinsic as well as the extrinsic motivational factors first of all. If you have a good and emotional intelligence, then definitely you can understand one's own feelings and appropriately respond to the everyday environment or the everyday environment, right? Now say, emotional intelligence doesn't mean being soft. Sometimes just I told you something about the emotional intelligence, now you must have defined your own ideas, or you must have defined your own concept about the emotional intelligence. So what is it actually? It is it's not mean that being soft at all. It means being intelligent about the emotions. So you must have understood what I do mean. So if you able to understand the emotions of the self and emotions of the others, then definitely you are intelligent emotionally. In a simpler way, a different way of being smart, it is nothing but it's a kind of a different way of being smart. Okay, if somebody is in a difficult situation, how would you deal with that particular person? How would you treat that person? Definitely your way of treating exhibits your emotional intelligence. Okay, are you getting what I'm saying? I repeat, your way of treating with others, your way of dealing with others, your way of behaving with others explores or the exhibits your emotional level of your emotional intelligence. Okay, so for example, take an example, bosses and leaders in particular they are in a different difficult situations while dealing with the others. Just they understand the situation and then they did. Now a successful industrialist, different businessmen in the world, or the different successful industrialist in the world, they don't have only degrees or the education or high qualification and all. Along with their experiences and along with their I would say that resolutions, being an industrialist, they had a great emotional intelligence. Even though those who are the successful entrepreneurs, they have a good emotional intelligence, so they are managing everything properly. So if you want to be a successful person in your life, your emotional intelligence is important. Bosses and leaders in particular need high EQ because they present the organization to the public. They interact with the highest number of people within and outside the organization, and they set the tone for employee moral. Now you must have understood what do I mean. Okay, so this is about the emotional intelligence of the bosses and the leaders. So they have that emotional intelligence, so it becomes possible for them to manage all the things related with the organizations and related with the public, because communication matters a lot as far as your emotional intelligence is concerned. Now look at this particular picture. What did you understand with this particular picture? The one word is there, that is empathy. Okay, so in the particular small circle there is a message, are you okay, I'll help you out. What does it mean? That particular one guy is understanding the emotions, means he or she is expressing empathy about somebody else. So you have to show that particular kind of emotion, that is empathy. Okay, so you can show that particular empathy towards your colleagues, towards the employees, towards the common people, towards the citizen, when you have good emotional intelligence. Now see, there is one Sentence: leaders with empathy are able to understand their employees' needs and provide them with constructive feedback. If your employee is in a difficult situation, being a higher authority or in the hierarchy, for example, you are an engineer or the higher authority, you must be able to understand the problems of your employees. If you are bothering them, if you are trying to dominating them, then definitely it results into bad productivity. Okay, so if you want to get the good results after the particular task which has been allocated to the employees, then definitely in the process of working you have to communicate, you have to deal with the employees, and you have to ask whether they are working properly and whether they have any problems, either individual or a group problem. If you are able to consider their problems, then definitely they will be getting motivated and they will be giving good results at all. Now, why emotional intelligence is necessary? The necessity of emotional intelligence. When you think of something, when you feel that it's a time of a little difficulties and all, at that time emotional intelligence help you people to come out of that particular traumatic situations or the psychological conflicting situation. Sometimes we don't manage ourselves, we don't able to handle which we feel something different, which we feel out of our regular routine. But sorry, when you manage this, then definitely it will be I would say rather it is your emotional intelligence if you could manage it. For example, teachers managers cope when change and uncertainty hits organization or their personal lives. When you have a good emotional intelligence, all the things are managed very easily. Why emotional intelligence is necessary? Again, some of the important examples are there. Now look at these particular pictures. Emotional intelligence brings the people together, gather the people together, and because why, when gathering is possible, when community is possible, when team is possible, when each and every team member can understand each and everyone's or every individual's emotions, then only it is possible to work in a team very effectively. Okay, now I'll move to the next point, that is working with people means working with emotions. Yes, of course, when you work with the different people, then definitely you are working with the different kinds of emotions, because when you work in the industry, you won't come, the employees or your colleagues will be of same emotions or same attitude or same thoughts or same approaches, not at all. You will have to handle different types of approaches, you will have to handle different types of attitudes, you have to handle different kinds of perspectives and thoughts. Every individual is not equal in thinking process. Okay, now say, with the help of these pictures you can understand what type of emotions we have to handle. Sometimes happy people you will come across, sometimes cross, scared, sad. Okay, means they are always comfortable, horrible, worried, excited. So these are the different types of emotions that you have to handle. Okay, so when you could handle it properly, then definitely you are handling your emotions as well as the emotions of others properly. Means handling emotions brings you people towards the good results. Now, components of emotional intelligence. What are the different components of emotional intelligence? Knowing, say, there are 5 parts to it. First one, that is knowing what you are feeling, managing your feelings, especially distressing feelings, self motivation, empathy, and managing relationships. So these are the some of the components, important components of the emotional intelligence. Now, when you manage something, being a leader, you must have some characteristics. Being a leader, you must have some characteristics. What are all those characteristics that we are going to see about? Okay, now sometimes it happens that you work as a leader, you have to manage the relations. When you don't manage the relations, then definitely the relationship problems occur in the particular team. Poor decision making and the capability. Being a leader, you must be a good decision taker. Okay, rage in the workplace or at the workplace. When you come across such people, you have to manage them properly. When you don't have motivating factors about yourself, then definitely it can become a failure to advance in your career. Now you can think about all those pictures that you see on screen, and you can think how the emotional intelligence is important. When it's a matter of controlling the different kinds of emotions, now you can control them very properly. There are certain tips that I'm going to tell you people. The first one, that is, take 30 belly breaths, get good knowledge about anything, everything. Redirect your mind. Don't forget redirecting mind in the sense, sometimes it happens that we focus on some unnecessary things and we get disturbed, we get distracted from our actual work or actual target. Okay, for example, you have put a particular target in front of you that you are going to finish it in the particular day, but sometimes it happens that we use our mobile phone, we open our social media, different social medias, and we try to communicate with the help of different social medias such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram and all. Means we are redirecting our mind from our actual target. When you could understand it, that what actually I am doing now and what's the target for this day today, and if you focus on that, then definitely you are intelligent emotionally, right? If you are getting distracted from the work, then definitely you have a poor emotional intelligence. Keep in mind. Don't forget to eat. Ask yourself, is this useful? Observe the feeling. Stay in the present. Okay, don't rut or don't rub the past things, whatever you have, whatever happened. Okay, don't repeat it again. Find good ways to get relaxed. There are certain ways to get relaxed. Sometimes you feel lethargic after completing a particular task. Find some task so that you would feel relaxed, and definitely you will feel relief from a particular stress. So as in between, while talking about, I said about the leadership and the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence and the leadership are the interconnected factors. Your leadership is stable if you have a good emotional intelligence. Okay, so it's not easy to handle the different types of emotions being a leader. So now, how to be a good leader and how emotional intelligence is important as far as your leadership is concerned, or what you must have. Okay, being a leader, what you must have. If you have all those things, then definitely you are intelligent emotionally. The first one, that is self-awareness. If you are self-aware, you always know how you feel, and you know how your emotions and your actions can affect the people around you. So being self-aware is important. When you become self-aware, when you become aware about your emotions as well as others' emotions, now you can understand the strengths and weaknesses. Okay, next point is that I would say self-regulation. What you need being a leader. First, I told you that self-awareness. Second, self-regulation. Leaders who regulate themselves effectively rarely verbally attack others, make rushed or emotional decisions, stereotype people, or compromise their values. Self-regulation is all about staying in control. Last sentence, I repeat. Self-regulation is all about staying in control. It is nothing but regulating our activities by defining some limitations by ourselves, by defining some borders, by defining some criterias about the self. Then self-regulation comes automatically. If you have this, then definitely you are intelligent emotionally. Okay. Third one, that is motivation. So as far as the motivation is concerned, there are two different types, I would say. The first one, that is intrinsic motivation and the extrinsic motivation. Okay, you know very well that we have studied it already. Self-motivated leaders work consistently towards their goals and they have extremely high standards for the quality of their works. Now you can get motivated by yourself, and also you can motivate your team members also. If you are able to motivate the team members, then definitely you have a good emotional intelligence. The fourth one, that is empathy. What empathy? While talking about the empathy, just I given one example to you people. Having empathy is critical to managing a successful team or the organization. It seems little critical, but if you have this empathy is in the sense feeling a kind of helping attitude towards the other people. Okay, leaders with empathy have the ability to put themselves in someone else's situation. Sometimes we can imagine ourselves in the other situations. Some people face the different kinds of situations. Okay, for example, if your friend is in difficult situation, sometimes you convince him or her, don't worry, I am there with you, like this. For example, in a simpler way I told you. Okay, they help develop the people on their team, challenge others who are acting unfairly, give constructive feedback, and listen to those who need it. Okay, and the last one, that is social skills. Being a leader, you must have a social skills. Leaders who do well in the social skills element of emotional intelligence are great communicators. As far as your social skill is concerned, you must have a good communication skill. If you have a good communication skill, then definitely you have a good social skills. They are just as open to hearing bad news or the good news, and they are expert at getting their team to support them and be excited about a new mission or the project. So learn some social skills, and try to learn some conflict resolution style. Try to improve your communication skill. Learn how to praise others. Try to praise others. Try to inspire others. Try to motivate others, and get good feedback by others, and try to give good feedback over the works done by others. If you are doing those things, then definitely you are managing your emotions properly. Okay, so you can do some things to develop your emotional intelligence: meditation, listening to soothing music, taking a quiet walk, reduce stress, and eliminate butterflies. If you are doing all those things, then definitely you will be developing your emotional intelligence properly. Okay, at the end, or by the by, I would tell you that emotional intelligence is none other than understanding the situations and act accordingly. Okay, I hope you could understand what I said. Thank you very much, and stay home, stay safe.